Alright, hello again guys. This is going to be my next installment in my tutorials, and as you can see, what I'm going to be doing is some things I've never actually seen taught in any tutorials on YouTube, anywhere online actually, and yeah. So one's going to be letting stuff pass through windows, so when you're doing final gather lighting, you can actually not have the final gathering bounce off the windows. I remember saying this in one of my old tutorials, is don't use windows with final gather lighting because it doesn't bounce. The final gather point that acts as the lighting doesn't actually go through the window because it hits an object and says, okay, there's something here. But from random clicking, I can't even remember where I just found a random clicking, and I found out how to do that as well as depth of field because, I mean, come on, having that nice blurred out, it's something that just makes everything look better. I hate the everything in focus aspect that like the iPhone cameras have, and therefore a lot of animations have, so depth of field helps a lot. So yeah, let's get to that. First, I'm just gonna go look through this scene to remember what I did. And yeah, alright, fair enough. Should be pretty simple. I'm just gonna drop that on the other side, and I have Photoshop open for some reason. I do not know why. Hey, look at all the stuff on my desktop. I play League of Legends. Fun game. And look at all my friends on Steam. Do 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 do. I got a song stuck in my head. Sorry about having to open up a new 3DS. What's it called? I just wanted to have that on my other side so I know what I was doing. So first there's just going to be basic modeling and stuff like that, and then we're going to get into the using of final gathering and then depth of field, which is a very simple setting, but people just don't know where it is. So first, let's set up our units and stuff. So our units go under Customize Unit Setup. US standard decimal inches. I know I'm Canadian, but I use decimal inches. I'm a builder's son, carpenter's son, so I was born with that. And as well, render setup. And under render setup, we will go down to the bottom, assign render, and pick our mental ray render. Holy jeez, I have a lot of renderers now. I just also have to say the Krakatoa rendering system, I met the guy who made it, and I want to tell him that his UI design is horrible because it sucks. I know that was very, very nice of me to say, but if you use Krakatoa, you can understand that their UI is ridiculous. I just started using it, and it's kind of fun. So first, make a plane at 350 by 275, and just something like that. As you can see, it's very nicely laid out. Press W and then 0 your points. W transforms this gizmo. As well as I think I had a few questions, is transform the size, press a plus to make it bigger, press a minus to make it smaller. And that's it. I think equals, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that was it. And you know that it doesn't get any bigger or smaller when you zoom in or out. Okay, so that's our bottom plane. Now let's create the walls around it. So let's go under here, under create, AEC extended wall, and turn on your snapping. Under your snaps toggle, to right click over your snaps toggle, just make sure grid points and vertex are snapped on. Everything else, oh, and midpoint, I guess I don't need that because I'm just going to snap to the vertex and the grid points. So click there, so just a wall around the outside of your entire yes. When you click on this last one, it's going to ask you to weld point, press yes, then you'll get this other wet wall that you can bounce around, just right click and it gets rid of it. Now let's go and let's create the windows that we'll be doing. So the windows are going to be 85 by 110, 108, 84 by 108. Jesus, I cannot speak. So go under create windows, awning, fixed, and turn off snapping by pressing the S key. Drag these out, and they're going to be 84 by 108 and 5 depth. So like that, and then press E key so you can bring this up and then just rotate this off to the 90 degree. Just make sure it's the exact same orientation as this piece right here, and usually it's a 90 degree because of the way they created it. Let's go in the top view and then line it up just kind of in like there. I want them kind of equally on either side, so one there, and as you can see there's 2 windows in there. They haven't cut a hole out yet, but don't worry, that'll be easy enough to do. And we need to move it over just a touch. As you can see, we want it just like that. There we go. So just make sure it's on the, actually I wonder if I can move it to a snapping point. So select one, press S, and then make sure you hit that vertex right here. Hold this one down and hit that vertex, and there it is, perfectly centered along that wall. Now to make sure these are connected to the wall and take out the, what's it called? Take themselves out of the wall. Select both of these. Okay, select one at a time because it's being something weird. Select and link the window to the wall. As you can see, it cuts itself out. I did go over this a lot more in depth in one of my previous tutorials. I will link that in the description. Now I'm just having trouble with this because it's being a poopy face, and poopy faces are annoying. Okay, there we go. No, I linked to the wrong thing now. There we go. So just make sure that they're both linked to this wall. And as you can see, we'll move it around. They're linked. We do this. Whoop, and you can see that the hole comes with it. So that's good with that. Next what we're going to do is create the table that our thing's going to be on. I'm going to create the table by doing a standard primitive, a box. Drag out a table, really doesn't matter which size, but I hate tutorials that don't give you sizes, so I'm going to tell you 72 by 36. So just a 6 by 3 table, and make it 3 inches wide. Height, high, 72, 36, and 3. Man, my eyes are sore. I've been working way too much on this computer. I almost said a bad word there, you know? I'm trying to keep PG for you guys. I swear, way too much sometimes. So convert to editable poly, and F4 to turn on your, what's it called? I don't even know what those are called. Edge faces. Yeah, edge faces, that's what those are called. Ring connect. I've been using this program for 7 years and I don't know what it's called. 2 segments, pinch it out to about 85. This is just to create our legs of our table. I mean, we probably won't even see them, so it really doesn't matter, but they're going to be so simple to create, it doesn't really matter again. And about 70. They look kind of square. This is a really good way to create a good base structure. As well, this weekend, because I don't want to work on my course, probably going to put up a video, hit 1 for your vertices. I'm probably going to put up a video. I know I've been slacking, but a video of the my apartment that's coming along really well. Starting to do the smaller things now, and going to do a video of that just so I can show you like what things I go through and everything. And what we're going to do is go to here, change our vertices, back to our vertices, and we're going to put this down to 21 inches. So that's, the table height will be, because this is in the middle of that box, the table height will be 22.5, which is low for a table, but who cares. And then go under hierarchy, effective only, centered object. And there we go. So you got something like that. Whee! We got a little box there. Very simple. Next what we're going to do is just create an object that we can zoom in on, as you saw before. And I want to do, ooh, there's so many options. I'm going to do a torus knot. And a hedra, because these things are so cool. It's like a diamond, but, I mean, come on, who doesn't love diamonds? Well, women, that's scary. Women and diamonds. I don't understand it. But, you know what? Guess we're not supposed to. And angle snapping by pressing the A. Make sure it's about 45 degrees so it actually sits properly. Okay, maybe it won't be 45 degrees. Really? Oh, it's longer than it is. Yeah. I really don't care how well it sits, it just kind of sits there. And that should go back like there. So just put objects on the table. These are the objects that we're going to be focused on. I'm going to do a diamond and a torus knot because I love torus knots. They're freaking awesome. And the torus knot is going to be, just quickly so what my other one was, it's going to be 3 with the main radius and 2.75, sorry, I'm itching my nose. Actually, I'm picking my nose, but yeah. Same thing. Like those people in public, oh, I'm itching my nose. No, you're not, you're picking your nose. Silly people. Right, so just put it in there like that. And then we'll have a plant in the middle, but we still want to see outside. So probably camera like this. So get into a good position that you want and look at your table. and press Control C, and then you get a target camera. We will be needing to use a target camera. So that's everything there. Next, what we're going to do is create a box for our plant to go in, because I want to create a plant. And I'm going to make it 16 by 16 by 12. Zoom into that, convert to an editable poly. Non-editable patch, those are good for nothing, I don't know actually. Never used editable patches. Don't do that sort of thing. Extrude. -8. Should be 12 high, so -8 shouldn't kill it. And I want to do some deformations to that, but you know what? I'm not going to. So I think that's everything for our, just like our outer edges. Oh, and we do need a roof, so the light doesn't come from our roof. So copy outer plane, rotate 180 degrees, and put it up 96 inches. Now hide it. Actually, no, first. Turn on F3, turn on the wireframe, select everything. And this is going to be just a thing I like to do to make sure that everything's nice and easy to see. Click on this, change to black. So this will give us our black wireframe. Go under Material Editors, go under Material, Mental Ray, Architectural Design, double click on it. Turn off the reflectivity by right clicking it. So just 0 reflectivity, 1% diffuse. Under our special effects, turn on ambient occlusion, use colors from other materials, samples of 128. I've been using 64 and thing, but they're just not high enough. Like I've been texturing out buildings for a game I'm working on, and I'm looking at 256 and they're at a 2048 texture and it just doesn't work well. And a max distance of 4 should be fine. And we'll just drag and drop that on. And for the time it takes to bake out an ambient occlusion, come on. As you can see now we have a nice little gray thing with everything having a black wireframe, which is a nice contrast, doesn't hurt the eyes. It's just something I saw from some other guy and I'm like, you know what, it's a great idea, I should just keep passing along. Alright, so we got that. Now next thing we're going to do is work on these windows. These windows are amazing. The way 3S Max, the way Autodesk made them is just brilliant. So go into Materials, create a standard material, and create a multi-material. These windows have built-in sub-materials between the window and the frame. It's just a great idea. Set the number to 2 by pressing the Set Number button. Set number and then 2. Our first material, we want to be this, so we're just going to shift-click this. Click on that to make sure it's the right one, and drop that into our number 2 slot, because 2 is the frame. I'm pretty sure I just saw this. Just used this a while ago, so I don't remember exactly. Actually, I did this tutorial myself about 5 minutes ago just to kind of prepare for it. This one I haven't prepared for too much. Double click on our architectural design one, go under this template, and we have solid geometry glass. Actually, physical glass, because we're going to be using physical base lighting. Use a physical glass preset. Hit that number 1, drag and drop multi-material onto the selection. As you can see, there is a frame to it, which is, here if I Alt-Q to isolate this thing, you can see the frame is at the gray material we want. Ooh, I like that shine. I want the shine back. Shine! Where did you go? I saw that. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. There it is. Man, I'm tired. I'm sorry. And yeah, so you can see it's pre-built in for the frame, which is material number 2, and the window, which is material number 1. Exit the isolation, and there we go. Now, what we're going to do is put on our little plant in the middle, so under EXT extended, under foliage, and pick a plant. I'm going to use Society Garlic because I like that one way too much. Just kind of a nice little flower thing. Drag and drop it into her. It doesn't have to be perfectly in there. I mean, this isn't about modeling. If I want to be perfect, I'd be making my own. Making your own is annoying. But, I mean, it's not too hard. As you can see right here, it's just a plane with a bend modifier and a taper modifier. Flower's a lot harder to do. Alright, so go back to our camera. And if we render this out now, you can see we got a bit of reflection off the window. But everything is so the lighting's bad. So let's put in a lighting system. So first what we're going to do is go into our systems, daylight system. We just asked if we want to create an exposure value of 15. Yes, we want to create an exposure value of 15. Drag out the first one by just clicking dragging. It'll bring you up to this, it'll let you pull out a light. Click and drag that out, hold and drag that out. Right click on the tool once you're happy. And now let's go into our modifier panel. So we're using mental ray, so wait, I have V-Ray installed? Man, since my hard drive crashed, I didn't think I had V-Ray installed. But I do. So turn on MR Sun and MR Sky, because we're using mental ray. Multiplier of 1 is good enough. And let's set up this thing. I kind of want like an early morning light, as well as not pointing in the correct direction. That is a lot harder to say than I should have been. So we'll fix that up too. So go under our setup. So actually I should go back there. Go under our modifier, under our setup right here, and turn to 7 hours and 25 minutes, because I can do that, just because I can. And as you can see, it's pointing in the wrong direction. So when we go there, let's go and change our north direction to 330. Where's the north direction? North direction right here, 330. And as you say, that turned it way back. I want to be pointing that way. I just want to be coming through the windows. As you can see down here, because I have realistic lighting turned on, coming through the windows, hitting this one, coming through the windows, hitting this one. That's all I want. So have it pointing like that. Don't know why I didn't do that properly. Now it's saying north direction 159. My trial file says 333. I might have made them differently. Yeah, I think this is like my front end. I put them on the wrong side. But whatever. Yeah, trial file. This is awesome. Okay, so we're going to unhide all, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. If we render it out now, just click little F9, you can see it's really just, the lighting is just bad. It doesn't look right. Giving us a weird blue tinge, and in the morning we shouldn't be getting weird blue tinge. Actually, wait, did I put that 7:30 p.m.? Because it's at 7:30 p.m. No. Yeah, it's a 24-hour clock. I can see it's just a weird blue tinge, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is under our materials, select these two windows, right-click, go Object Properties, and turn off Cast Shadows and Receive Shadows, just so it doesn't, like, there's no shadows bouncing onto it, just doesn't look weird like that. On our mental ray, right here, under Object Properties, Mental Ray, when an object hits by File and Gather, this returns the object color, which, I mean, would work, but we want it to pass through. So it doesn't receive any of the color and just passes through like it's nice, clear, crystal clear glass. And everything else, we don't want to receive illumination from File and Gather either, because, I mean, it's not going to really work. It's a glass, it's supposed to only reflect. So press OK. And if we render this out again, you can see the blue color turns into a much nicer sun color, which is just better. And I don't like the position of my camera, I want it to look up a bit more. And there we go. And it's still not perfect because, I mean, come on. I'm still missing a lot of things. I'm just going to hide these two things. Because A, I mean, depth of field isn't in there yet, and B, the Final Gatherer just isn't perfect yet. So for depth of field, I'm just going to quickly do this. It relies on, if we go under modifier, it's right under here. If I drag this down, that's right here. Under multipass effect, you enable it, and you turn on depth of field, and I use mental ray since we're using a mental ray system. Gives you an f-stop distance and your target distance. Your target distance is this ball. That's why you need to use a target camera for field of view, because 3S Max takes the length of this line right here and sets a target distance, as you can see right here. So if we change this, oh, I hate that happening. If we change this, you can just see our target moving in and out. And that's because it takes this target, it says this is where we're pointing at, this is where our field of view is, and there, from there on we'll set the f-stop. And I don't know too much about f-stop. I know there's a lot of photographers out there that are probably like, you should know exactly what the f-stop means. And I didn't consult anyone about it, so I will look up that later, but oh man, I can't remember. I'm sorry, I'm tired right now. So the f-stop's there, and if we render this out now, you'll see that our plant will have a nice little blur effect, and so will our windows, because, well, why not? And it'll take a bit longer because it's got depth of field to render out, it's got to do all those lines and calculate a blur based on all those distances. So I'm going to pop out my beer. And I can't pop out my, there we go. Oh, that's delicious. Sorry about that. I'm just thirsty. As you can see, right here we got a nice little, well, I don't know what it would be called, but a nice little blurred out there because it's not focusing on there. What I want to do is get closer into the objects on the table, so I'm going to do that and pull in my camera, and then I'll pull in my camera to about there. And I mean, I know if I was reading the story, I'd want someone to tell me the exact parameters, but starting to understand more, you can't have these, like, sure you can plug in parameters, but really it's all about style and how you want it. So yeah, unhide all, and then there we go, closer in, and yeah, closer into these, and then this will have a better depth of field effect. Hit P for perspective view, again hide these two things, and there we go. So all we have now left to do is put a nice little material on these two things and render it out. So these two materials, make sure that these materials have good ambient occlusion on them. I'm just gonna drag and drop this material over, double click on it. Man, I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. And put a chrome material on it because I like chrome. Just drop it on, assign it to the selection. Yeah, and it can be any color you choose. I just choose chrome. Select material editor, close that out. Oh, I didn't go over the parameters. I did this for the tetra. Just use a tetra. I mean, you can use cube. I mean, there's really cool things you can do with it. But I just used 1, 1, 0, 0, 100% scaling with basic vertices, and radius of 8. There we go. That's for that. So there we go, and that is for our depth of field. So I'm going to unhide all again. Hit C for go back to my camera view. Press F9 so you can see a quick little render of it. I want the horizon to come down lower too. I don't like that up there. So I'm going to have a few little things to do with rendering. And that is out of focus for some reason. Maybe I'm focused in on the torus, not hexaque. I do not know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to let this render out, and yeah, we're totally focused in on that. Not. Now, what we're going to do is just play around with a bit with the light and the horizon and make it look pretty. And I don't want, but it's 98.5, just let it finish. We just want to finish. There we go. So yeah, we're zoomed in on this, as you can see. And if we go to our perspective view, we can see that our ball, our target, is actually much closer to this than it is this. So that'll look a bit out of focus, but that's all right because that's the way depth of field works. So it's like these two things again because they're really my way. I should put them on a different layer, but I don't want to. And save out my project. I haven't done that yet. Okay, I will drop that into my documents, into 3ds. No, I will drop that up here into tutorials. And holy geez, I do a lot of tutorials for you guys. And this will be depth of field. Yeah. Or DF for short. Now, one second, I'm going to ask someone about f-stop. Be right back. Alright, guys, so I'm back with an answer. That was a really quick answer. Glad my girlfriend is a photographer. She knows all that stuff. So, what she said is depth of field, if you turn on perspective. If you're trying to go to our camera, go under a modifier. I can't select my camera when I'm at my camera. There we go. The camera selected with modifier. A larger f-stop will will make the aperture smaller, therefore letting in less light, however having a greater depth of field. So let's crank that up and see the difference. I'm going to crank that up to 15. I'm going to do my render frame 15. That's an insane f-stop. Okay. 8. That's way more. Man, it's hot in Ottawa. Frickin' hate it. Man, now you know where I live. Oh no. Don't send the fan mail. My whole 72 subscribers. I'm really doing weird things. Alright. So we're going to change on a little bit of a thing so we can just see like a difference of f-stops and render out a region. Okay, render. And as you can see, larger number. I must have, yeah, I did something. Okay, cancel that out. Unhide all. That didn't look right to me. There we go. So, as you can see, there is less light there. That might be because it's in the darker area. But, no, there's significantly less light there. Let's zoom in on here. Yeah, you can see if we throw in the region, zoom this up, turn off the region. So really, you can't notice too much of a difference there. There is a definite line there where light is less, but I don't think we'll be able to notice the full difference until we render a larger picture with it. So that's what it does. Depth of field, larger number, means it's a smaller aperture, therefore letting in less light. I do know what an aperture is, but it will give you a greater depth of field, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to drop that back down to 2. And that's the only parameter they have to worry about. I should have known that. I'm sorry, guys. Or we could go under our help files, but who needs help files? You can really look at them a lot. Alright, so we got that, and now let's just get some render settings that are up nice. Go back to perspective view, select our light, and softness of shadows, 2.25, because I like that. Playing around with that a lot. Some photons, we don't need that. We need blur, that's good. Oh, there's already a blur on that. Oh no, haze, that's what we need. 0.1. Age-driven sky model. That just puts like haze in the sky and everything. Like smog fog. Think of it like smog fog. And our horizon we will drop down about -5. Go back to our camera, hit the render button. See if that looks any good. Hit the render on the entire thing button. Render. That'll take a bit longer. That still doesn't look like that horizon dropped at all. We cancel that out. Drop down the horizon. Drop down horizon to about 1.5. I know the horizon moves really fast. Like, there you go, that's 1.5, and you can definitely tell it's much slower, and kind of looks crazy, but you know what? It's going to be an island in the sky. Yeah. Because I can do that. No, that just looks ridiculous, but I love it. I don't know if I should have done it that way, but you know what? I can. Man, my beer glass is sweating on my frickin' desk. That's not good. That looks kind of trippy with the light like that. I don't like that. I'm going to put that back up to, like, you know, normal place. I got 0.1. There we go. Render it out, and I will be happy with that. Alright, so that is everything for those things. Now let's get some nice render settings in there. We got our light source, 1, multiplier of 2.25, shadow, we want way more samples. I want at least 12 to 1632. Nah, 16. At least make sure it's a multiple of 2, or a power. It's a power of 2. Power of 2 to the power of 2. Turn up our anti-aliasing. 16. Final gather bounces to 4. Final gather precision to 1. And hit render. Now let's see if I like these. Oh yeah, I like that much better. You can see with the final gather bouncing, you can light up the scene a lot more. Final gather bounce says this is a light point. It's like a light photon if you think of it that way. And the light photon bounces around. The more bounces a light photon can do, the more places it can get, because I mean, the light photon comes in here and says, "Oh look, I found a pixel." Bounces down to here, finds the pixel here, like, "Oh, I bounced back this way." That's 1, 2. It still has 2 more bounces to do stuff. If you have no bounces, it goes, and then, man, I'm tired. I got so much. Oh crap! I forgot to do another, guys. Doing game models for games, and yeah, at least it makes me money to a point. And as you can see, it's taking a while. My 12 chords are working hard at it, but I'm going to entertain you by singing 1985 by some British band that I just found, and it's awesome. And I can't remember how to sing it. It had something with U2 and Madonna and some chick dancing on the car. Good song. Do 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 do. And I'm gonna pause this so you don't have to wait. And we're back. And as you can see, nice little render. This is certainly in focus. This is kind of out of focus, and this is most certainly out of focus. And we got a nice little light coming in through a window. I will show you the difference. Actually, I kind of wanted to do that before. But the difference between not letting this... Yeah, actually, I showed you at the beginning. Not letting this be visible to... what's it called? To finally gather. I know the physical base glass does allow it, kind of, but it looks kind of wonky. This just looks better. It looks like lights actually come through. It doesn't tint it or make it weird looking. But yeah. As you can see, the cable's out of focus there and goes into focus. And yeah, so that is everything. Let's go do some render settings and let's get this show on the road. So indirect illumination, low, jump it up one more, medium. Yeah, medium's good. I like doing that. Noise filtering, high. It just filters out the noise of your render. So it gives it more samples and filters that out. Render elements, don't need that. Renderer 4 and 64 because I can. Mitchell type because I like doing that. Chop shaft precision at 2. Image on 4 and 4, that's good. Minor, yeah, that's good. We're not refracting anything, so it doesn't matter. Motion blur, we don't need to turn that on. We need to turn on the glare shader, and that's kind of cool shader, just not useful for what we need. And then let's go HDTV, 1280 by 720, and hit render. So there you go, guys. That is everything that we were gonna work on. It's a short tutorial. So when this renders out, I'm gonna ask for some things. I'm just gonna say some things. Thanks for everyone who subscribed. That is just, we got like 77 or 72 now. I know it doesn't sound like many. I mean, like there's millions of people subscribed to people on YouTube, but it makes me like doing videos. So thanks to you guys. I'll try to think of something special if I hit 100. I don't know. Kind of want to do that. Also, I'm busy. I'm having more trouble thinking of a couple of tutorials, so post in the comments which you guys want to see. I kind of know unwrapping, UV mapping. I do know some tips and tricks on those, just like some little workarounds and stuff like that, because I've been doing like, I really only started about a month and a half ago, but in that month and a half I've done like 6 or 7 houses for a game, a couple characters, a couple like in-object things. I do like high poly modeling. I'm getting a lot better with that. I've been doing that for most of my time. High poly, high realism modeling. I'm gonna get the architectural stuff up, hopefully, and I know I promised you that apartment video, but sorry guys, I'm busy. I'm really sorry about that. I'll try to get that up ASAP, like just like a little stuff, because I've gotten a lot more done. I got a bathroom done, I got 2 bedrooms done, the den done, most of the living room done. As I said, I've got a lot of the big things done. Now it's going to be a lot of small things which take 80% of the time, but I mean, it's going to be totally worth it. It's going to look awesome in the end. I'm really happy of how it's turning out. Yeah, so any questions, comments, if you liked it or not, leave it in the comments, and have a good time, guys. I hope I'm helping you out. Cheers.